Hi, it's me again with a brief video. I hear about so much stuff and I haven't did a video in a while, and you're just hearing this one now and haven't decided whether I'm going to post it on YouTube or not. But this was on my mind. I've watched different other videos and YouTube videos before seeing this. And this is a thing I was thinking about. I was at work. I did overtime. I was at work. And I'm thinking about this. And then the remainder one they were on the next machine, and then, because they're back on the machine again. But I'm thinking about this, and then in general of my interactions with people and being around people in America. And this continues to bother me, that it's kind of hard to really communicate as men and women communicate together. And it's hard to really have hope for men and women, heterosexual men and women coming together as husband and wife. And then I wonder, as I get older, I'm supposed to be being 45 in October, and there's no potentials, and it's hard to really find somebody to really connect to another like-minded individual that's conservative, that's actually not brainwashed or programmed from some type of ideology. And a lot of the guys, if they're decent guys, some of them are over spiritual or under spiritual. And I'm glad that you got other black people are addressing about other black folks here in America, and some of the black females that are in the public eye, and some of their corruption. It represents women that are, as far as the example of somebody, and I'm not going to name all the names and everybody, the example that they put in front of females is females bitching and complaining about the man, and complaining about how he's not this and this and that and this, and belittling. An example for black females is some female that's belittling some man. Because when I go online, a lot of that stuff I see is some woman belittling a man, or she got taken to, the wrong restaurant, or that she didn't think was right, or and this bothers me. The example, what a potential husband that could be looking at me, he's thinking about all these crappy females that they see that they are disrespectful to men, and they just running their mouth. And I saw Roseanne's little video that just to be quiet for, to shut up for 5 minutes. And I wanted to respond, yeah, some of them do need to be quiet for a while and listen. And I've been doing a lot of listening over the years to men. And I care. And I care about you and you and you and you. And I care about the guy. And some of the guys that have known me we've had conversations with, and we were able to, communicate, and, because a lot of my friends my friends or people I associate with have been guys. And I'm talking about the platonic, because I haven't been in that many relationships, period. And I can say, I haven't been with this and that and been around with different guys and stuff like that. Because a lot of times, and for a while now, my legs, are closed. And the thing I'm looking for, and it's hard to really find a guy that can look at you and say, I'm waiting until I say I do before we do any of that other stuff. And when you see these bad females in the public eye that represents promiscuity and the things that are, and then when a white person addresses them being inappropriate or being or any of their discretions, they'll claim that they're racist or whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about, it's different people. I ain't talking about just not necessarily the Fannie Willis case, and we know. And it's not because of race. And people have addressed females that aren't black that are inappropriate. But when you get up in front of people and you want to call out somebody else's corruption and, claim somebody else's corruption, you think that they're not going to look into the background of you. You think, oh, I'm of, and I connected with so-and-so. I got good connections with people the high ups or whatever the case may be. You think that they're not going to look into your background or whatever the case may be, especially black. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this. If a black person is coming against, just say a person, whether it's white or black, you're in a public eye, and you're going to address and talk about somebody else lying and their indiscretions and how they are this, or saying somebody's racist or whatever, you think they're not going to look into your background? And especially if they have money, they're going to look into your background. I don't doubt it. There remained the one at the place of my employment that looked at the background of some of us, at work, at the place of my employment. But I was thinking about it. Every now and then, it bothers me that somebody the very one person at the place of my employment that I wasn't trying to be friends with the individual, that I thought they were conservative. They come across, my interactions, they come across that they were conservative, that they weren't brainwashed. They weren't, under the system. And the very one person, they're like, they don't want to, they don't want to listen. They don't want to, they go to people go to management and they complain about other people there, but I'm different. I'm conservative. I wanted to reach out to somebody. I just hopefully one day I'll actually meet another conservative that we can sit down and talk. That's not somebody that's, older. I don't mind, but somebody would be closer to my age group, because, I'm in my 40s and stuff like that. Somebody that's not older, older. But I don't mind talking to people of different age groups, because the people I've been associated have been different age groups. But when I approach the remainder one at the place of my employment, because I ramble around, I thought I'd do a pre-recorded message. But that was a mistake of my own, and I was not allowed to even apologize. And this bothers me to this day, that I have not met somebody that I could connect to or even watch my videos that is another conservative that would be closer to my age group, that be closer. Now, that's younger. Because this person was younger. The remainder one is younger. I don't know how old they are. I just, they might be close to my age. I don't know how, the age. They might have not wanted to respond because they're introvert. People are introverts. They like to keep to themselves. They don't want to, communicate with people. But it just bothers me. And it still bothers me. And folk like, why does it still bother you? You can meet other people. I'm like, it bothers me because the very one person at the time that, I wanted to just see if they could take out my videos. I wasn't asking for a friendship or whatever. I didn't even ask for us to me to walk randomly up to them and talk. I just wanted to see if they can check out my videos. My Shelly Love one, I got the YouTube and the Rumble channel, and some of the interactions let me know that they possibly agree with something that I would share on my videos. But it just bothers me to this day. I wasn't even allowed to apologize and say, I'm sorry, I didn't stop playing the less than within 60 seconds, because the recording was no more than 60 seconds. I made sure it was, the recording. But unfortunately, that was a mistake of me in thinking that this individual would have paid me any mind because, they, or even wanted to give me the time of the day, because, they had problems with different other people there, and, they don't want to listen, and they, they are in there setting in their ways. Now, I don't have any hatred towards this individual. It's just that it bothers me that there are a limited amount of actual conservative people that, are like-minded, that are not brainwashed or some type of programming, that could watch my videos, or, I could reach out to, because it's been hard. And I just, I've cried about this situation, and, maybe they watch my videos, but if they could understand how, it bothered me that, they got triggered, or whatever the case may be, that, I couldn't effectively communicate with the individual, and that I had to feel like I was forced to have to do a pre-recorded, because I was trying to be as neutral as possible, trying to come towards this person in a non-sexual, a neutral way, a way that they could see, that they could get the message across and be neutral, and not approach this individual in an inappropriate manner, in a manner where it comes across as harassment. Now, because I didn't stop playing the pre-recorded, which was less than 60 seconds, within 60 seconds, because, I could play it for somebody and say it's within maybe the person was talking too fast, and it kind of sounded like an ad that someone would hang up on. You know how people have pre-recorded messages, and you don't want to hear the telemarketer with a pre-recorded message on the phone. Maybe that's kind of how I came across. But I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. Just pray for me. Just pray I meet somebody that I could connect to, because I'm over 40, and I have never found somebody that I could really connect with. Not even at church or whatever like that. and that I've had a long-term, any length of time, a relationship. Because it's sad when anytime I think about connecting to anybody, I think about this situation. When I think about my interactions, every time, I think about this situation, the remainder one at the place of my employment. I think about sometimes, even if I'm going to connect to somebody or talk to a guy or go to anybody, I think about the situation at the remainder one situation at the place of my employment. So please, somebody, pray that this situation ever gets resolved, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with this on my mind. It's been on my mind for it's been over a year. I think it happened in 2021 when they stopped. They told us that we didn't have to wear the thing on the face. Yeah, 2021. And this is now 2024. And every single time, and I've been asking people to pray for this individual, because this bothers me. This bothers me. This is so disturbing on so many levels. And every time and every so often I think about it. I think about the black females in the public eye, which have made it crappy for us when it comes to us heterosexuals that are decent, that don't open our legs to any kind of man, that don't open our legs to try to get ahead or, advance or anything like that. Because that's the examples, the type of woman that they're putting up in our faces. Women that open their legs and they have corrupt in society. And they're complaining about some racist white people when they're corrupt. And I just can't stand it. And every time I think about maybe having hope of connecting to somebody and getting married, I think about all these pictures. I think about the remainder one situation where this individual, I guess they assumed that I didn't listen, that I didn't respect them because I didn't stop playing the pre-recorded message. I don't want to come across as disrespectful. And that's what bothers me. And I think about this situation. It doesn't matter what other females have or males have treated this individual. I didn't want to come across as disrespectful. And this bothers me to this day. I never was allowed to apologize. I was told to not even look at this individual. I was told by the manager, don't even look at this individual. Y'all stay this distance and you're not going to work together. And you go on this side when you have a certain stuff. They don't go on that side. I was not allowed to apologize to this individual. It doesn't matter if I feel that I wanted them to listen to the pre-recorded message. I didn't want this individual to think that I was trying to be disrespectful. I don't know. They might have threatened the manager or whatever the case may be at the place of my employment. But I don't want to come across as I'm being disrespectful. And I try to think about it even with different people. I've gotten in disputes with people. And I've had to apologize when I sounded like I was fussing with somebody. I've had to end up apologizing to other people at my place of employment because I thought I'd come across as disrespectful. I was fussing at them. I'm just one frame from fussing at this individual, and because I don't want to come across as a crappy black female. I want to actually be a female that somebody would want to marry someday. And I want to be able to address people in a respectful manner and be respectful. And that they know that I will listen to them when they talk. And, having that feeling the force to play a pre-recorded message with somebody. And then they, it's just, turn this light on. Anyway, I'm sitting in this car because I got off work, and it's just bothering me. This whole thing, and I've watched things from the guy talking about the musician, about the prophetic words, and how lady got a prophetic word like they're supposed to end up being married, and then they broke up, and she started to sue him for like a while. And I'm going to have to address that. No more, please, nobody, because I've gotten it different over the years. Like, and don't nobody tell you just got to wait on God, and you know, He's seen you somebody and all that. It's not a promise that He's going to send me anybody. I've gotten people, prophetic people, have told me and gave me words and talking like I was going to get blessed with a good husband, or God was going to send me somebody. I'll be 45 in October. And people, at this point, nobody give me any more like somebody's coming. You just got to wait on God, and He'll send you somebody when it's His time, and when it's this time. Bullcrap. I want to say the other word, bullcrap. Bullcrap, bullcrap, bullcrap. There's no guarantee that God's going to send me somebody. Somebody can pray into that if they watch this video, because after that incident with the remainder one at the place of my employment, and all my other interactions over the years with guys, and dealing with from blood family members, and dealing with guys, and seeing other relationships mess up, and seeing that even white females are having trouble with these feminized heterosexual men. And I thought it was just black females having a problem with this, but white females are having problems with the spouse thing too. And I didn't plan to make this video this long, but I was just really pissed off, and it bothered me. And I'm glad that other black people are addressing other blacks, and especially females that are addressing these females that make it look bad, especially people that's supposed to be men and women of God, and they making the stuff look bad, and setting bad examples, and telling people and leading people into destruction, and using their fellowships to, promote this negative, SJW stuff. I'll just say SJW stuff, and promote that they was racist, and these people's racist, and all that type of stuff, and supporting corruption. And I'm just saying, and we have, and black folks have a history of supporting corrupt people, and especially corrupt black people. And they'll talk about the corrupt white people, or if they're corruption, but they won't. And then if somebody that's not black, or black people, or somebody that's not black addresses a black person's corruption, they'll call them racist. No, they're just addressing your corruption. And I'm just gonna have to leave this here, and I hope somebody watches this video, because I did not plan to make a video. My videos, the videos that I was supposed to upload next, were supposed to be ones that I had edited, that I had edited on my laptop, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just right now inventing, and the stuff was on my mind because it bothers me, because this stuff, it makes it bad for us decent heterosexual females that actually want a husband. And a guy that wants a spouse too. And he's thinking about all these crappy black females that are online, or these crappy black females that don't listen. And when, if I, was wrong in the wrong, I had to, I apologized to guys. Just recently, especially after the Remain the One situation. I had been apologizing to another guy from my job, a black guy from my job. He was pointing at this, that was the wrong male on that. And I said, somebody they were leaving, and I was saying that wasn't the case. And then after they left, I realized that they were right and I was wrong. And I had to end up going out back and apologizing. And I'm like, I want to be able to apologize. I was not allowed in the Remain the One situation, the place of my employment. I was not allowed to apologize to this guy because I didn't, I know he felt that I was disrespectful because I didn't stop playing the pre-recording about my YouTube and Rumble, advertising my YouTube and Rumble channel that I thought they might be interested in the videos. And I could come across as disrespectful because I didn't immediately stop playing the pre-recorded message. And maybe somebody can reach out to them, and, somebody from my place of employment reach out to them, and maybe they'll see this video. And somebody got to pray for me because I'm really, every time something, I do something or I think about the ever hope of connecting to anybody, and I look at the other females situations that have bad relationships and stuff like that, and the black females that they have in the public eye, and the black females that have acted crappy. And I didn't want to come across to the Remain the One or any other guy, and other including the different guys at the place of my employment, or females, that I'm one of those crappy females that don't listen, that are disrespectful. I've gotten into disputes and stuff with people at the place of my employment, and then, it's gotten into heated conversations. But I don't want to come across, and I never, ever, ever want to come across as being somebody that's disrespectful. Yes, we have been in instances where I've had situations where we had disputes, and it can come across as disrespectful. And more recently I've had apologizing to people. But I hope somebody watches this video, and I don't know, maybe somebody will pray for me or whatever the case may be. It just bothers me that these public figures and these people that they have in front of us represent a bad representation of black females, and some of them that I say in the public eye, that are public officials, that have money, that are in some type of power. And they make it bad for us decent black females who we don't want to be, and I'm not trying not to belittle a man and let a guy, lead, because a guy is supposed to be the leader. And we're supposed to stand beside him, and he leads, and we listen. And we let him lead like, the God-given place that he has. But we like him to not be, but he also has to respect us too. And he also, on top of that, not be controlling or abusive, because sometimes guys can be controlling and or abusive, either one or both, and they think that they're leading, and they can be that way because they're leading, and they're, it's their, they're the man, and we're supposed to be fall in line, if they are not acting the way they're supposed to act. And that's the thing that's been problem in society, the emasculation of the man. And I didn't plan to make a video this long, and it just bothers me that ever since that remainder went at the place of my employment, and everything has changed. It's just that I didn't want to come across as a crappy black female. And I have a love for people, and I want to end it. And we can end homelessness. People can create affordable housing. A lot of fellowships can create affordable housing. People can create affordable housing. And it's not be something like from the projects or in a bad area, an area that's crime ridden or whatever the case may be, or, and have buildings that are in unsavory conditions. Because a lot of times when you have affordable housing or housing that's lower and the rent is lower, it's not in really the best of conditions. And different places that I've lived at, that I try to get there as a lower rent, and they weren't the best of conditions. And I just need it needs to be people that create affordable housing. I can do that. I would have to have money and, stuff like that. I shouldn't be at the force to think about living out my vehicle. I shouldn't feel forced to move back in with family. There should be people out there, decent people, especially Christians or whatever the case may be, godly believers, that people who will provide affordable housing, decent housing, that's not crappy, that's in good condition, that's not infested where I have to look on and I might think I see roaches or see droplets or something like that, or I might see a mouse or this or that, or ants or whatever the case may be. A decent place. But I just wish that hopefully one time somebody will watch my video. And somebody can share my video. I don't know. Maybe somebody will watch it. I don't know. But this bothers me. Because, it's a lot of people out there who need housing, affordable housing. And you need to provide shelter. Because it bothers me that people are struggling and people on the street and people who haven't, that can help, especially people that are of the household of faith that can help people, they won't help people. They're not looking for, everybody has to have a hand out, a hand up, to help people. Everybody's not lazy, It's just that it just bothers me. And I have a heart to help people. If I had the way that I could really help people and had the resources that I could really do something to really help the community and just rebuild community, because that's the thing. And people are looking for governments and, developers to rebuild communities. And they're looking for politicians and looking this and this to rebuild the community. People that have money, people that are in positions of power, they can help rebuild communities little by little. there are even affordable ways to rebuild communities and not have houses, all this stuff boarded up and things that aren't, places that aren't safe to really walk at a certain time of night or, broad daylight, because, in this condition right now, and the migrant crisis, illegal people, people coming in, you get stuff happen, people, broad daylight. And I'm gonna leave that there, and this bothers me. This bothers me that all I can picture is the remaining one situation and me looking at these black females that go online, they belittle a man. And another thing, I've seen more than one video within the last, I would say, so women belittling a man, a black female belittling a man for what they took them to get something to eat at. And complaining about where they took them to eat. From the Cheesecake Factory to the Shack, what's that place? Anyway, the burger place. Anyway, it's fast food places. Now the one with the what's the name? But the Cheesecake Factory, that was a more nicer restaurant, and the lady complained. I would want to set that lady out. You go take Metro home or whatever, find another ride. Because we can't, if I was the, guy. But I'm still heterosexual, and I have no desire of being a man. I'm still heterosexual, and that needs to be addressed too. Men be men. Women be women. And don't belittle these men who are trying to do the best that they can. Everybody doesn't have money like that. And I would be glad just for a guy to take me out to eat. Somebody that I like. And I just haven't had that in a while where, outside of my 20s, I'm just going to say it. I haven't been in a relationship since my 20s. And I'm, 44. I haven't been in a relationship since my 20s. I've had no certain type of contact with a guy since my 20s. I got across the different guys that, situations, but I've never been in a situation where, where we were. So I've been having my legs closed. But it just bothers me that these examples, these bad black females that I see about videos done online, and females in the public eye that are from the crappy show called The View, and some other black females that are in public eye, they make it bad for us good females. I know, and somebody that's looking for a spouse, they'll think about, because I'm a very talkative person, and sometimes I might be loud, and I try to, remain not disrespectful, and I have a strong personality. And then on top of that, they will think, because I'm a little friendly and I talk to people and different people like that, that I might be somebody like one of these crappy females that are in the public eye. And add our public officials to add to that. I'm not saying all the black female public officials are, crappy and have bad. The lieutenant governor for Virginia, she represents a, decent black female, that pretty good example, I don't know quite all the personal life, but she shows a pretty good represent a conservative or whatever the case may be, example. But I'm not going to get into any more other other females in the public eye. But some of us still want to have husbands. In this car, at a certain time, the light cuts out. But hopefully somebody will watch this video. I don't know if anybody will ever see this video or ever listen to this video, because people haven't been watching my videos, and this video is over 40 minutes long. And somebody just can listen to the audio, because it's just so much. I just hope somebody will listen, or play the audio and just or just listen to this, and in your prayer group, and somebody just look in the description and just listen to this, and in your prayer group or whatever the case may be, somebody pray into this, because this situation is a crisis. The heterosexual females, not just, I thought it was just black females, but white females and other different females are dealing with that. Different nationalities are dealing with this. Of this, feminization of men, and having a hard time getting a spouse, because there are some of us decent females out there that really want to have children and care about being faithful and the nuclear family, and it just bothers me that I have to explain myself to people that I'm not one of those females like that. That I'm not gonna, belittle some man. Men are doing the best they can. So, and I'm not trying to belittle them by saying a lot of them are feminized, but a lot of them have been. I meet a guy or whatever case may be, I'm not gonna just belittle them and stuff like that. If you ever connect to me, I'm one of the nicest people that you will ever meet, and I'm sometimes too nice to people, and I'm just, it's just that I care about people, and just, I don't know just how many will watch this video, and because people get tired of me after a certain amount of minutes, and who's got time to listen to a video that's over 40 minutes? But maybe someone will listen to it and pray for me, and just pray for me, and that I get the situation resolved at place of my employment, and it just bothers me, and I just never wanted to come across as disrespectful, as a black, as one of those evil black females that are in the public eye, because I'm a conservative, and I'm not going to get into who I support, but I'm a black conservative, and I'm Republican, and sometimes, and I'm not going to get into too much more than that. And you can imagine that, they can't, the system can't stand black conservatives, and they want to ban us and treat it and make sure we feel like crap if we ever get off that Democrat plantation or that system. So I'm just going to leave it there. I just hope somebody watches or just listens to the audio of this video. All right. And I will leave that there. Please pray for me. And always check the description if that's if I decided to upload this to YouTube. Oh, boy. I've never been so pissed off in my life with trying to explain and try to tell people I'm not like these other black females that are seen in the public eye, that I'm not one of them, that I care about people, that I keep my legs closed, that I'm not promiscuous, and I'm not try to be disrespectful. And just every time I try to look to my left or my right, I think about the remaining situation, the place of my employment. That somebody, they didn't want to hear my pre-recorded message, and I come across as might have been considered disrespectful because, I didn't stop playing the recording about my YouTube and Rumble channel. And maybe someday I'll meet somebody that's as conservative as they are, and they'll want to watch my videos on YouTube or Rumble, or both YouTube and Rumble. But at this point, it just bothers me, and I might end up crying after this video because I'm just tired. I'm tired of seeing bad representations of black females. And that reminding me of, and every time somebody thinks about ever reaching out and ever thinking about marrying a black female, they think about those crappy females that are in the public eye, the females that belittle men for taking them to a restaurant, which might, show they don't have money like that. And airing them online like that. And that even bothered me with the female that talked about how her man just, sits in front of the fire and he going to go to the movies by himself, and, went to the movies by himself and likes to sit by the fire and throw stuff in the fire and bad papers in the fire or whatever the case may be. And that bothers me. And I don't even know if she was black. I don't think she's black. Anyway, regardless, these bad females, and she was fortunate she had a husband that was talking about the guy went to the movies by himself, or he chills outside next to the fire or whatever the case may be, and those stuff in the fire, that bad papers or whatever the case may be, just sits out and just chills in front of the fire. I would have been sitting out there sometimes with him, just chilling. We might sit and have a little conversation. We'll just sit or just look at each other. Just to have somebody to do life with. I've never had that. I just want to know that there's somebody like-minded, that's conservative, that's like-minded, that cares about values and morals and, have faith in God. And, my faith is not there. You see some of my videos, my faith is not there where it could be, where it should be. But I'm working on things. And I just hope someday that I meet somebody that's like-minded. And I promise to listen. Because I've listened to over the years countless of guys sharing their heart, different things to me, and I've shared with them. And it's just that when I see these crappy females online belittling the man and belittling because he decides to do stuff to himself, or he decides this and that, things that it shouldn't bother you, you're stressing over it. Boy. I got to meet some people. I got to meet some conservatives that I can connect with. And hopefully somebody will inbox me. Because that's not brainwashed. That's Because a lot of people are brainwashed from the system of society. We've been lied to about a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm just going to have to end this rant because this is over. It's gone into 50 minutes, and I don't even know how many people are going to watch this video or even listen to the audio. So I'm going to leave that there, and just hopefully somebody will listen to it and maybe listen to it. And I don't know. It's just that I think too hard on stuff, and it just bothers me that the representations of black females are of these crappy black females in the public eye. That aren't conservative, and they think we're supposed to be promiscuous. And then when you get to a certain age like me, they think that you're supposed to just care. You just have a boyfriend that you do something with every now and then. And that's what they look at when they see somebody like me. Now, I've been wanting a husband since my 20s. And even when I was, while I've been celibate in my 20s, before I went into my 30s, I've been celibate. And I've been going to a lot of fellowships and churches and fellowshipping and going to conferences that ministries had, and some patriot stuff and some stuff like that I've gone to. I've been around environments with decent people that's not going to look for me to do something inappropriately. And maybe I thought I would meet some people, not that I was looking to meet some people, that I thought that I would meet some people that I might could connect to. But, I just I just like the fellowship with the people. And I might end up crying after this, because I'm just tired of explaining that I don't want to represent the bad black females, but I'm sharing a lot on this video, and I don't know how people are going to react to this video. But I care about people, and I want to, and it's best to people to set examples of godly females who love Jesus. And, I say love Jesus because I'm a Christian as a believer in Jesus. And I say whatever, I'm just saying other people of faith that might watch this who don't want to go to certain bad stereotypes. And I'm just saying a lot because I just want to sit down and have a nice conversation with somebody. And I'm doing this video because I haven't had the chance to really sit down and have a decent conversation with people that are like-minded, that love God and their country. I just want to meet some people that I can connect to that love God and country. I don't want to just go be fellowship and going to these events and I turn out and I go home and nothing happens, and I don't ever connect to these people outside of some type of event. And hopefully maybe somebody can inbox me, or, that's like-minded. And, I live in the D.C. metropolitan area, and it just, and I saw this video not too long ago. It was conservative females. Some of them were white, and I think it was one Asian in there. I don't know if I think it was black lady in there. It might have been a black lady. Anyway, it was us conservative females, and I think they were Trump supporters. They were conservative females. They were decent, and they were covered up, and they didn't, wouldn't look like provocative or anything like that. and they had interest in, connecting with a guy and getting married and stuff like that. Just hope somebody watches this video. Somebody that cares, that might could reach out to me. I don't know. It's just, people have tried to reach out to me and felt sorry for me and reached out to me and stuff like that. It's just that, oh boy. And get something to eat and maybe watch something online, because I don't watch TV. I watch stuff online and TV series or whatever the case may be. Get something to eat. Oh boy. Jesus. I just want to be the type of woman that God has called me to be, and just be that woman. That woman that God calls me to be. Be that woman that's godly and holy, and just somebody that takes care of themselves, that will take care of people, and just, not take care of it an army, but, just being somebody that cares about people. I'm almost tearing up. I just feel like in this video, I probably cry after this video, because I'm just thinking really hard, and I just hope somebody will listen and watch this video. Somebody of importance, and will watch this video, and maybe they'll let me speak somewhere, give a speech or speak at an event, or just sit down and talk with me in a forum, in a forum, or maybe a black forum, but I don't have to be a black forum, just a forum of conservatives. Because when I reached out to this remainder one at the place of my employment, I thought that I had saw it's another conservative at my place of employment that I could, I didn't say I was going to just, because this person is a quiet person, and they, I knew not to just keep, communicating and randomly walk up to this individual and talk. And it was a bad idea randomly walking up to this individual and playing a pre-recorded message. And I constantly, over and over again, I think about this, and I got dogs in the background barking. Anyway, every time I think about it, I'm reminded. This individual thought you were disrespectful. The one conservative that's at your job thought you were disrespectful. The one person that might be an introvert and, thought you were disrespectful because you didn't have enough respect to listen when they wanted you to stop playing a pre-recorded message, which is under 60 seconds. And that's my one interaction of trying to get somebody conservative to watch my videos. I literally have on the video, you laugh at it, I actually have on the video, I need people alive to watch my videos. I actually have it on the video. It'll make you laugh, but still, it's just, this video is almost 60 minutes, and I need to stop. And people ain't gonna be watching and listen to audio of somebody ranting for about an hour. I just hope somebody does listen to it, and just I'm just tired of explaining that I'm not, and try to explaining that something I'm not, and see these black females that they make it bad for us. They make it bad for us decent heterosexual females that care. And this is almost 60 minutes, and I'm going to have to leave it there and cut this off. I'm cutting off right now. Hi.